सर आपली वेळ झालेली आहे.
ओके ओके. Shall we start?
मी सगळ्यांना म्यूट करतो, तुम्ही अनम्यूट करून चालू करा.
ओके ओके, प्लीज प्लीज प्लीज. काय असा आवाज येतो?
हा, मी बंद करतो सर जरा थोडे.
So shall I start now?
Yes sir.
Okay. So welcome to this program on Ashtavakra Gita, and as usual, we start with prayer and then little
recording in progress.
And we'll start our. So let us begin with 3 ohms. ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः ॐ स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. ॐ सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. हरि ओम तत्सत्. हरि ओम तत्सत्. हरि ओम तत्सत्. हरि ओम. महाजनी जी, तुमच्याकडे पीडीएफ आहे का त्याची अष्टावक्र गीतेची?
नाही सर, माझ्याकडे नाही.
Okay, okay. So today the stanzas will not be on the screen, so I request everybody to keep the shlokas in front of you so that it will be better. I am of course going to read it, but then if the book is in front of you, it will be easy for you to grasp it. तो आप अपने सामने अगर अष्टावक्र गीता रखते हैं और वो श्लोक रखते हैं तो अच्छा होगा, क्योंकि आज दीपक भाई नहीं है तो इसलिए वो स्क्रीन पर आज नहीं आएंगे. And we are on 18th chapter and श्लोका नंबर 38. 18व्या प्रकरणातील 38वा श्लोक आपण वाचत आहोत. 38 स्टॅन्झा वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट विथ. निराधारा ग्रहव्यग्रा मूढा संसार पोषकाः एतस्यानर्थ भूतस्य मूलच्छेदः कृतौ बुधेः. So niradhara, without any support, grahavyagra, mudha samsara poshaka. Though he has no proof for it, no support for it, the fool keeps the word in his mind, you know. So a fool without any support, only through belief he sustains the word. दुराग्रही मनुष्य आधार न होते हुए भी जगत को मानता है। क्यों? क्योंकि मैं देख रहा हूं, मैं सुन रहा हूं, मैं सूंघ रहा हूं, इंद्रियों के माध्यम से हमको जगत की अनुभूति आती है, ऐसा वो मानता है। देयर इज नो सपोर्ट फॉर दिस, बिकॉज वी हैव सीन many times that even in Ashtavakra Gita or even in Advaita Siddhanta or even in Yoga Vasishtha, they say that it is the mind which produces the world. Really, world is not existing. We only produce our world. चित्तवृत्ति के कारण ही हमको जगत की अनुभूति आती है, और जब चित्तवृत्तियां नहीं होती है तो जगत की अनुभूति नहीं आती है। तो निराधारा, और फिर वो जगत की एक तो अनुभूति उसको आती है विदाउट एनी सपोर्ट। संसार पोषक, he only sustains the world, he only says that oh, world is there, samsara is there. But graha vyagraha, at the same times he want to go beyond the world. So first he accepts the world which is actually not there, because जगन मिथ्या, ब्रह्म सत्य जगन मिथ्या। तो मिथ्या जगत को पहले वो मानता है, without any support he accepts the world, and then graha vyagra means he wants to really get freedom from the same world जो है ही नहीं, उससे वो स्वतंत्रता चाहता है, फ्रीडम चाहता है। सो निराधारा ग्रह व्यग्रा मूढ़ा संसार पोषका, दुराग्रही मनुष्य आधार न होते हुए भी जगत को मानता है और मुक्ति के लिए, जगत से मुक्ति के लिए आग्रही होता है। एतस्य अनर्थ मूलस्य मूलच्छेदः कृता भवेत् कृतो बुधेः बुधैः। बुधैः मीन्स द वाइज पर्सन, द एनलाइटन बीइंग। तो जिसे बोध हुआ है उसको एतस्य अनर्थ मूलस्य, या ये इस अनर्थ का जो मूल है, अनर्थ क्या है? जगत को मानना, यही अनर्थ है। टू एक्सेप्ट द वर्ल्ड, टू फील द वर्ल्ड, टू एक्सपीरियंस द वर्ल्ड itself is something which is the cause of our misery. So he mulacheda, mulacheda means he uproots the very cause of misery. Who? Buddha, the man of knowledge, uproots the very cause of misery, because he knows that the world is not existing. World is only the mind, and mind itself is not real. Mind itself is unreal, and therefore world is also unreal, and therefore the experience of the world is unreal. So the enlightened being, the realized soul, knows this, and therefore the very idea of the world is uprooted. मूलच्छेदा कृतो बुधये ही, मूलच्छेद कर देता है वो। राइट। So what Ashtavakra is saying is that we, the ordinary people, we accept the world which is really not existing, which is only projection of mind. We accept the world first. जगत है ऐसी धारणा हम कर लेते हैं जिसका कोई आधार नहीं है, निराधारा। और फिर हम सोचते हैं ये जगत से मुझे छुटकारा पाना है, आई वॉन्ट फ्रीडम फ्रॉम दिस वर्ल्ड, ऐसा आग्रह भी हम करते हैं। तो जगत का त्याग करने की कोशिश करते हैं, जो है ही नहीं उसका त्याग कैसा होगा? और जिसको बोध हुआ है वो इस अनर्थकारी एतस्य अनर्थ मूलस्य, ये अनर्थकारी संसार का उन्मूलन कर देता है। दैट मीन्स he understands that it is only activity of mind. The whole world is nothing but the activity of mind, and he becomes witness to that activity. He knows that they are only the waves which are coming and going, which are unreal, and therefore there is no world for him at all. इसलिए इस अनर्थ का जो मूल था वो उसके लिए खत्म हो जाता है। सो एतस्य अनर्थ मूलस्य मूलच्छेदः, uproots it, So this is a very beautiful verse actually speaking. We have problem with the world because we accept the world. हमको ऐसा लगता है कि मैं संसारी हो गया हूँ और ये संसार के कैसा छुटकारा पाऊं, ऐसा हम लोग सोचते हैं। और फिर ये भी सोचते हैं कि संसार से विरक्त हो जाना तो बहुत कठिन बात है, क्योंकि संसार तो अनुभव है मेरा। लेकिन बात यह है कि संसार असल में है ही नहीं, जगत असल में है ही नहीं। इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ द एक्टिविटी ऑफ द माइंड that I am experiencing the world. All our experiences are mental activities only. That is what yogis, Siddha Purushas, our scriptures are continuously telling us कि मन की धारणा है ये, मन की चित्तवृत्तियां है, all the activities of the mind. How do we feel the world? We feel the world because we think, because we remember, because we have emotions. This is our world. What else is the world? They are only the mental activities. And if you go beyond the mind, there is no world. This also we have seen. That's why in deep sleep there is no world. In samadhi there is no world. तो अमनस्क स्थिति में जाने से जगत की अनुभूति आती ही नहीं. If you go to the state of no mind, there is no world. This is called anartha मूलस्य छेदः. If you go beyond the mind, you have uprooted the very idea of the world. That is what this जगत का मूल ही नष्ट हो जाता है. This is what 38 shloka is telling us. Let us go to shloka number 39 now. न शांतिम लभते मूढ़ो यतः शमितुम इच्छति धीरस्तत्वम विनिश्चित्व सर्वदा शांतमानसा. Now this is also another beautiful. Actually, all these verses of Ashtavakra, they are to be really meditated upon. ये ध्यान करने लायक ही सब श्लोक है. न शांतिम लभते मूढ़ा यतः शमितुम इच्छति. A fool desires peace and tries to calm down the mind. He can never attain peace. न शांतिम लभते मूढ़ा. जो मूर्ख होता है, who is मूर्ख? One who is accepting the mind is really a fool. One who is accepting the activities of mind and thereby accepting the world is a fool really. And having accepted the world, having accepted the mind, he wants to silence the mind. यतः शमितुम इच्छति. पहले तो वो सोचता है कि मन है और मेरा मन अशांत है. बहुत सारे लोग, हम सब लोग असल में, all of us who have mental experiences, this is a problem for me because the mind, I am not able to meditate because the mind has kshipta, vikshipta, moodha, ekagra, niruddha. These are the different states of mind we talk about. And we say that chanchalam hi mana krishna pramati balavat drudam. तो मन तो चंचल होता है. तस्याहम निग्रहम मन्ये वायोरिव सुदुष्करम. वायु को पकड़ना जितना कठिन है उतना ही मन को पकड़ना कठिन है. ये कठिन किसको है? जो मन को मान रहा है. One who is accepting the existence of mind and wants to really silence the mind, he literally fights with the mind. शमितुम इच्छति. तो हम what we are trying to do? We are trying to calm down the mind. We are trying to silence the mind. How do we silence the mind? By suppressing the mind. We want to suppress our thought process. We want to suppress the chitta vrittis. And then whenever we want to do that, we find that instead of getting suppressed, instead of getting peace, actually there is more and more noise. वहां अराजकता ही ज्यादा हो जाती है. जब इस प्रकार हम मन को निरुद्ध करना चाहते हैं, मन का जब शमन करना चाहते हैं, तब उसमें अराजकता ही, शांति की ओर तो जाते ही नहीं हम. There is more and more. This is experience of all of us. Let us be very sincere. If we sit in meditation, we start getting thoughts. And I said, Oh, this thought has come. I want to remove this thought. So we eliminate the thought, another thought comes. We eliminate another thought. What we are doing? We are fighting with the thoughts. We are fighting with the mind. We are trying to suppress the chitta vrittis. जिसने तत्व धीरा तत्व विनिश्चत्य धीरा the man of enlightenment tattva विनिश्चित्य tattva, that is, you can say, the ultimate truth, which is atman, the enlightened being knowing atman, जो आत्मज्ञान जिसको हुआ है, सर्वदा शांत मानसा, he is always peaceful, effortlessly peaceful. He doesn't try to make the mind peaceful. In order to make the mind peaceful, you have to accept the mind first. When he has seen the Atman, when he is experiencing the Atman, he sees that the mind is actually not existing. Okay, तो इसलिए मूर्ख चित्त शांति की इच्छा से चित्त वृत्ति निरोध करना चाहता है. न शांति लभते मूढ़ो यत शमितुम इच्छति, और इसलिए कभी वो शांति पाता नहीं है, अशांत ही ज्यादा हो जाता है, ज्यादा से ज्यादा अशांत ही. आत्मज्ञानी तत्वबोध के कारण हमेशा शांत चित्त रहता है. सो द आइडिया इज टू रियलाइज द सेल्फ. वन हु हैज रियलाइज द सेल्फ, he is always peaceful at all times, in all circumstances. He doesn't have to do effort to make the mind peaceful. Such efforts are useless. That is what. So there we are actually seeing a little difference between Patanjali's approach and Ashtavakra approach. Okay, Patanjali says you have to really yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Even in Bhagavad Gita also, Bhagavad Gita is saying यतो यतो निश्चरति मनश्चंचलम अस्थिरम ततस्ततो नियम यत आत्मनि एव वशम नयेत. So you sit in meditation, and if the mind goes away, yato yato nischarati, see the mind running away, and with effort bring the mind back to Atman. Again it will run, again you back. So you are actually struggling with the mind. Now what he is saying is, Atmastha ho jao. Atmastha ho jao. You be with yourself itself, and if you are with yourself, there is no question of any disturbance from the mind. अपने आप वो सभी स्थितियों में वो शांति का ही अनुभव करता है. सो दैट इज व्हाट. सो इस प्रकार चित्त वृत्ति का शमन करते रहने से चित्त शांति नहीं होती. चित्त वृत्ति का साक्षी होने से मनोराहित्य स्थिति आती है. इफ यू जस्ट विटनेस, सो द आइडिया इज टू विटनेस the modifications of mind. You become a witness to your chitta vrittis, not fight with them, not try to suppress them, not try to do nirodha, but to witness them. And as I told last time also, even Krishnamurti also says, the very act of seeing is ending. आप जब साक्षी हो जाते हैं तो अपने आप चित्त वृत्तियां शांत हो जाती है. अब साक्षी नहीं होने से चित्तवृत्तियां बढ़ते जाती है. इफ यू गेट एंटेंगल विद चित्तवृत्तिस, दे गो ऑन इंक्रीजिंग. यू गेट इन्वॉल्व इन द थॉट्स मल्टीप्लाई, अशांति बढ़ जाती है. इफ यू आर जस्ट विटनेसिंग, यू सी thoughts are coming like waves, going like wind. I am not with those thoughts. I am only witnessing my thought. So the idea is to witness the thoughts, and therefore not to get involved in the thoughts. That is the sadhana which is there in Ashtavakra Gita. So let us go to sloka number 40 now. Kwatmano darshanam tasya yad drushtam avalambate धीरास्तं तं न पश्यन्ति पश्यन्ति आत्मन अव्ययम पश्यन्ति आत्मनम अव्ययम. सो आत्मनो दर्शनम तस्य यद दृष्टम अवलंबते, जिसको जगत दिखाई दे रहा है, जिसको संसार दिखाई दे रहा है, जिसको मन दिखा रही है, उसको आत्मा का दर्शन होगा ही कैसे? इफ यू आर जस्ट इफ यू आर एक्सपीरियंसिंग द वर्ल्ड, if you are experiencing the mental processes, if you are experiencing your sense experiences, how can you get a glimpse of Atman? क्व आत्मनो दर्शनम तस्य, उसको कैसा आत्मदर्शन होगा? यद दृष्टम अवलंबते, जो दृश्य को मान रहा है, जो जगत को देख रहा है, उसको आत्मदर्शन होगा ही कैसा? धीरा स्तम तम न पश्यन्ति, धीरा, वन हु इज एस्टैब्लिश इन द सेल्फ इज नोन एज धीरा। जो आत्मज्ञानी है, जो आत्मस्थिति है, तम तम न पश्यन्ति, he doesn't look this and that, he is not identifying, oh this is what I am seeing is a flower, what I am seeing is an animal, what I am seeing is husband and wife, and what I am seeing, tam tam na pashyanti, he is not really cognizing anything in this world, वो कुछ देख ही नहीं रहा है, क्योंकि वो आत्मदर्शी होता है। व्हाट ही इज सीइंग इज ओनली समथिंग, आई एम ओनली ए विटनेस, एंड व्हाट ही इज सीइंग इज अनित्यता ओनली, अनित्यता। Okay, so here are the two types of things which are told in this shloka is, one who is seeing the world, he has externally oriented consciousness, जिसकी चेतना बाह्यमुखी है, वो तो जगत को देख रहा है। जिसकी चेतना अंतर्मुखी हो गई, आत्मरत हो गई, वो जगत को देखता ही नहीं है। He is not seeing the world, he is showing only the Atman, he is seeing only the supreme reality, उसको केवल आत्मदर्शन हो रहा है, क्योंकि बाह्यमुखी चेतना है ही नहीं। And that is what we have learned in Kathopanishad. There is a very beautiful shloka which we have learned earlier. परांची खानी व्यतृणत परिभू तस्मात् पराम पश्यति न अंतरात्मन। The very nature of the mind and the senses is to go outward towards the world, and tasmat param pashyati, therefore we experience the world. Na antaratman, we do not get a glimpse of the inner soul at all. Why? Because the very nature of the mind and the senses is to go out. They are externally oriented. मन और इंद्रिय चेतना को बाह्यमुखी करते हैं, इसलिए वो जगत का अनुभव ले लेती है। कश्चित धीरा प्रत्यगात्मानमीक्षत आवृत्त चक्षु अमृतत्वम इच्छन। वेरी ब्यूटीफुल, वेरी म्यूजिकल words from Kathopanishad. And that reminds me, when we were in Palita, when we had gone to Akshardham during this recent picnic, which we had with our group, we were in Ahmedabad for 2 days, Mount Abu for 2 days, and also Palitala, the very sacred place for Jains. And we also went to Akshardham. And Akshardham, which is very famous because of that first terrorist attack, which was there, is very beautiful. And now in Akshardham, there is water show. I had visited Akshardham thrice before. 3 बार गया हूं मैं अक्षरधाम, लेकिन water show is a very recent thing which they have adopted. And to my surprise, water show is absolutely wonderful. You must see it. They show यम नचिकेता संवाद थ्रू वाटर शो। कठोपनिषद की जो यम नचिकेता की कथा है, वो वाटर शो के माध्यम से वो दिखाते हैं, कैसा नचिकेता यम को मिलता है, मृत्यु क्या है। इट्स अ वेरी ब्यूटीफुल थिंग फ्रॉम कठोपनिषद। सो दैट रिमाइंड्स मी, सो कश्चित धीरा प्रत्यगात्मानमीक्षत आवृत्त चक्षु, वेरी ब्यूटीफुल वर्ड। आवृत्त चक्षु मीन्स भीतर झांकने वाली आंख, चक्षु आंख, आवृत्त चक्षु, the eyes that which are looking inward, that means whose consciousness has turned inward. Amrutatvam ichhan, then he sees the immortal soul. So that is the difference. That is what is soul. Dhiras tam tam na pashyanti. One who is established in this self doesn't see the world at all. Pashyanti atmanam avyayam. He is only seeing the Atman which is eternal, which is unchanging. Immortal Atman only he sees. So that is a very beautiful. So जिसको आत्मा बहुत चाहिए उसको मन को इंद्रियों को भीतर में लाना पड़ेगा. We have to turn the consciousness inward in order to see the Atman. If it is turned outward, which is happening right now, we will see only the world. We go to shloka number 41. क्वनिरोधो विमूढ़स्य यो निर्बंधम करोति वै स्वारामस्य स्वारामस्यैव धीरस्य सर्वदासौ अकृत्रिमः. सर्वदा असौ अकृत्रिमः. So this is again the same thing has been repeated almost. क्वनिरोधो विमूढ़स्य, जो मूढ़ पुरुष हठ से चित्तवृत्ति निरोध करना चाहता है. क्व निरोधो विमूढ़स्य यो निर्बंधम करोति वै. वो निर्बंध करना चाहते हैं. You are actually trying to control the mind. You are trying to stop the mental process. You are trying to stop or suppress the thought. कैसा suppression हो जाएगा? How actually the thoughts multiply. If you try to suppress the thought, this is the usual thing. You can experiment it always. If you tell the mind not to do something, that thought comes with a double speed in the mind. मन को अगर बता दिया ना ये हमको नहीं करना है, यहाँ हमको नहीं जाना है, बार बार वही थॉट आएगा हमारे मन में, वही विचार आएगा. निरोध करने से अशांति बढ़ती है. दैट इज व्हाट इज टेलिंग कंटिन्यूअसली. क्व निरोधो विमूढ़स्य, जो मूढ़ पुरुष है, जो हठ से चित्तवृत्ति निरोध साधने जाता है, उसे कहाँ शांति मिलेगी? How can he get that quietude of the mind? स्वारामस्यैव धीरस्य सर्वदा असौ अकृत्रिमः. One who is established in the self, naturally, spontaneously, he will be established in silence, total silence. So, जो स्वरूप स्थित ज्ञानी है, उसे उसका निरोध स्वाभाविक होता है, उसकी शांति स्वाभाविक होती है. So the fool strives for silencing the mind and he never achieves that. It is impossible to achieve that, silencing the mind with effort, you know. But one who is experiencing that Atma Tattva, one who is with the self, effortlessly, he is always peaceful. One who is established in the self attains silence spontaneously, effortlessly, akrutrimaha, naturally, spontaneously. So it is not through the suppression of the mind that you can achieve silence. It is through sublimation of the mind that इसलिए चित्त शांति अकृत्रिम होनी चाहिए, नैसर्गिक होनी चाहिए. That is what is told here. And how it will be possible? Through knowledge of the Atman. So what Ashtavakra is telling continuously in these shlokas is ज्ञानादेव तो कैवल्यम. आत्मज्ञान ये एक ही उपाय है चित्त शांति का, कैवल्य स्थिति का. ज्ञानाद एव तो कैवल्यम. Jnana is the only marg. And what that jnana obviously is not intellectual jnana. That there is Atman, I am not the body, I am not the... ये सोचने से नहीं होगा. It is through Shravana Manana Nididhyasana that we have seen many times. That knowledge doesn't mean only intellectual knowledge. By studying Nayam Atma Pravachanena Labhya, न मेधया, न बहुधा श्रुतेन. ये जो आत्मा है ना, वो प्रवचन सुनने से नहीं मिलता है. Na medhaya, not by extremely intelligent people, not to the scientists, mathematicians, and very, very intelligent people. आत्मज्ञानी नहीं हो सकते. न बहुधा श्रुतेन. You have learned all the scriptures. You have by hearted it. That doesn't mean you know the Atman. Okay. So it is only through the spiritual, only through nididhyasana, Atma bodha, by experiencing that eternal consciousness that is within. That is the only way. That is called jnana. Jnanad eva tu kaivalyam. Now we go to 42. भावस्य भावकः कश्चिन् न किंचित् भावकः अपरः उभया अभावकः कश्चित् एवं एव निराकुलः. Again, you know, Ashtavakra, not only he is a very great philosopher and very great jnani, but he is a very great poet also. The rhythm which you see in Ashtavakra Gita is so spontaneous, hmm, so rhythmic, poetic. Poetic excellence is one of the characteristics of Ashtavakra Gita. काव्यमय है पूरा, काव्यमय है. हाँ? भावस्य भावकः कश्चित् न किंचित् भावकः अपरा उभया अभावकः कश्चित् एवं एव निराकुलः. Some believe in existence, others in non-existence. Bhavasya bhavakaha. Some believe that the world is existing. There is existence outside. Kaschit kinchid na bhavakaha. There are some people who say that there is nothing like existence outside. There is nothing like world outside. Ubhaya abhavakaha kaschit. One who believes in neither. Neither he believes in existence nor he believes in non-existence. Evam eva nirakulaha. Nirakula, he is free from distractions. He is swastha chitta. He is with Atman. Who is with Atman? Who doesn't believe neither in existence nor in non-existence. Ubhaya abhavaka. He believes in neither. Okay. So this is a very beautiful verse actually. So he doesn't believe it is, he doesn't believe it is not. Okay. So some believe in existence, others in non-existence. Rarely someone thinks neither there is existence nor there is non-existence. He is free from distractions. Evam eva nirakula. He is not distracted with existence or non-existence. So actually what Ashtavakra is doing here is he is refuting two kinds of views about the world. We know बहुत सारे जो दर्शन है वो जगत को सत्य मानते हैं. जैसा कि न्याय है, वैशेषिक है, चार्वाक है, सांख्य है. For them, Jagat is real. They are realist. They are known as realist. जगत को सत्य मानते हैं. वैशेषिक सत्य, अणु अणु कारणवाद. ये जगत अणु से बना हुआ है और इसलिए वो सत्य है. सांख्य भी मानते हैं प्रकृति है, त्रिगुणात्मक प्रकृति है, ऐसा सांख्य भी मानते हैं. सो सांख्य या न्याय वैशेषिक और चार्वाक, जगत इज एवरीथिंग फॉर देम. they believe only in the matter. They are materialist. So they know. So they bhavasya bhavaka. So they believe that existence, world is existing. This is their firm belief. दूसरे जो होते हैं, they say that world is not existing. शून्यत्व को मानते हैं. बुद्धिस्ट, they say everything is there is not existing at all. शून्यत्व को मानते हैं, बुद्धिस्ट होते हैं. या इवन अद्वैतिस्ट, they say that जगन मिथ्या, the jagat is not existing. So they believe in non-existence of the world. So these are the two categories of philosophies which are there in the world. One, believing in the existence of the world, bhavaha, bhavakaha, belief in the existence of the world. Something is existing. Belief in the existence. And न किंचित भावकः अपरः, दूसरे जो लोग है नथिंग इज एग्जिस्टिंग, शून्यत्व ही है ऐसा मानने वाले भी लोग हैं. उभयः अभावकः कश्चित, कश्चित, ओनली वेरी रेयर पर्सन, आत्मज्ञानी, he neither believes in existence nor in nor existence. उभयः अभावकः, ये दोनों ही नहीं है. there is nothing like existence or non existence, because Atman is Advaita. He is having that Advaita sthiti with Atman, and therefore for him there is neither existence nor non-existence. He is, this is purely non-dualistic view. कुछ है या कुछ नहीं है, ये हम कब हम कह सकते हैं? जब द्वैत है. जब दूसरा है तो उसके बारे में वो है कि नहीं है ये वाद विवाद हो सकता है. If there is something second, if there is something another, then we can say whether it is existing. Some people will say, oh, it is. Some people will say, no, 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 it is not. But one who is one with the Atman, one who is having ekameva dvitiya sthiti, he will neither think about existence nor about non-existence. So this is the ultimate kind of reality in which a rare person is established in this particular ultimate reality, which we can call as Brahman, which we can call as Atman. We go to 43. Shuddham advayam atmanam bhavayanti kubuddhayaha natu janati sammohat yavat jivan anivrtaha. Now here we are going to get a shock, because he is saying that unintelligent meditates on pure non-dual self, Shuddham Advayam Atmanam Bhavayanti Kubuddhayaha. Kubuddhaya, very unintelligent. मूर्ख लोग ही शुद्ध बुद्ध आत्मा का ध्यान करते हैं. उनको अनुभव नहीं है कि आत्मा शुद्ध है, हाँ, आत्मा अद्वैत है. So Ashtavakra is telling it is a continuation of the last verse. That doesn't mean that you have to imagine that I am Atman, I am pure, I am non-dual. This imagination belongs to mind only. It is not real. It is not through such meditation. That is why it is not through meditation that you will reach the ultimate. Because in meditation also there is duality of meditator and the object of meditation. ध्याता और ध्यान, ये द्वैत होता है किसी भी ध्यान में. और फिर उसमें संकल्पना होती है. किसका ध्यान हम करते हैं? भगवान का. भगवान को तो हमने देखा नहीं है, लेकिन हम सोचते हैं कि भगवान अनादि अनंत ऐसा सोचते हैं, या उसका सगुण रूप सोचते हैं. ये कोई सोच है, अनुभूति नहीं है. ये केवल सोच है. इट इज इमेजिनेशन, इट इज प्रोजेक्शन ऑफ माइंड ओनली. that I imagine that there is something like Krishna, my imagination, or something like Rama, or any god, or like Om. It is all my imagination. The symbols, they are the imagination of the mind only. And meditating on that, I want to go beyond thought. This is what, this is kubuddhi, very strong word Ashtavakra has used. That this is kubuddhi. Kubuddhi, what does it mean? Buddhi can be of three types. It can be tamasika buddhi, rajasika buddhi, sattvika buddhi. Kubuddhi belongs to really tamasic as well as rajasic. Rajasic buddhi and tamasic buddhi is kubuddhi. Sattvika buddhi is the one which acts only as a mirror in which the self can be reflected. इसलिए सत्व पुरुषयोः, इसलिए इट इज कॉल्ड सत्व, सात्विक बुद्धि. सत्व पुरुषयोः शुद्धि साम्ये कैवल्यमिति. That is what Yoga Sutra also says. So Kubuddhi is one in which there is a tinge of tamas and rajas. तो अष्टावक्र इस श्लोक में कह रहे हैं कि मानने से नहीं चलेगा, जानने से होगा. इट इज नॉट थ्रू इमेजिनेशन. हम मान लेते हैं कि भगवान ऐसा है, ब्रह्म ऐसा है, आत्मा शुद्ध है, आत्मा ये इट इज इन्फिनिट, इट इज अनचेंजिंग. ये सब संकल्पना है हमारे मन की. आत्मा अव्यय है, आत्मा शुद्ध है, द सोल इज इमॉर्टल, सोल इज immutable. We have learnt it, but this is only the mental concepts which we are meditating upon. So if you are meditating on the immortal soul, the immutable soul, you are not going to reach there because it is only kubuddhi. It is out of our own imagination that we are doing. So मूर्ख ओनली शुद्ध अद्वैत आत्मा का ध्यान करता है. कुबुद्धि, वेरी स्ट्रांग वर्स रियली. मूर्ख शुद्ध अद्वैत आत्मा का ध्यान करता है, लेकिन आत्मज्ञान उसे होता ही नहीं है. इट इज इम्पॉसिबल टू हैव सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन बाय meditating on something which is not of your experience. न तो जानन्ति सम्मोहात्. सम्मोहित होता है वो. सम्मोहन कौन सा है? इमेजिनेशन. अविद्या है उसके पास. कुबुद्धि के कारण, गुणों के कारण वो सम्मोहित हो चुका है. इट इज अ काइंड ऑफ सेल्फ हिप्नोटिज्म. When I say I am meditating on Krishna, I am actually in a way I am. It is a kind of self hypnotism. So I am with Krishna, which is having the mukuta, Mora mukuta, and which is blue in color, which is having flute and beautiful imagination of Krishna, and I meditate on it and I feel that, oh, I am going ahead in the spiritual self. You can't reach Atman by that, you know. ये भी सम्मोहन है, स्वसम्मोहन है एक प्रकार का. सो दैट इज वाई न तु जानाति सम्मोहात् यावत् जीवम अनिवृताः. अनिवृता मीन्स he will always remain with all that. So long as he is meditating, he is with Krishna. He is. Therefore there are many meditators who claim to have the experience of meditation. ध्यान में बहुत अच्छी अनुभूति आती है ऐसा वो बताते हैं, और आती भी होगी शायद, लेकिन उनका जीवन बदलता नहीं है. मेडिटेशन से बाहर आने के बाद उनका व्यवहार ऐसा ही होता है जैसा सर्वसामान्य का होता है. वैसे ही राग द्वेष, वैसे ही आसक्ति, वैसे ही शरीर के लिए आस्था. सेम, देयर इज नो चेंज. व्हाई? बिकॉज that is why they remain unhappy. They remain unhappy even with that. So this is what Ashtavakra is very hammering us. हथौड़े से हमारे जो कॉन्सेप्ट्स है, he is breaking down all the concepts, really speaking, very wonderfully. वो इसलिए वो उनको कुबुद्धि कह रहा है. और इसलिए जीवन भर इस प्रकार की कुबुद्धि रहने से, सत्वर रजोगुण और तमोगुण जिसमें है वो कुबुद्धि रहने से, we shall be having only unhappiness, anivrutaha. We will be only dukhi, we will be only miserable. If we have this viveka, if we have this discriminative enlightenment, then only it is possible that we will go to Atman. सुबुद्धि होने से शायद हम उस आत्मा तक पहुंच सकेंगे. So सात्विक बुद्धि, that is discriminative intellect, reflects the Atman in toto. It acts as darpana. Okay, so that is what is known as aparoksha anubhuti. There we get the direct experience of the self. So we go to 44. Mumuksho buddhi alambam antarena na vidyate niralambaiva nishkama buddhi muktasya sarvada. The intellect of spiritual aspirant cannot function without supporting object. This is told about all that we believe in the yogic practices and in meditation. Meditation cannot be without any support. You need some support. मुमुक्षो बुद्धिर आलम, जो मुमुक्षु होते हैं, मुमुक्षु कौन है? मोक्ष की अपेक्षा जिनको है, मोक्ष की तीव्र इच्छा जिनको है, उनको मुमुक्षु कहते हैं. I have got intense desire for liberation, so I am known as मुमुक्षु. लेकिन ये मुमुक्षु को आगे जाने के लिए कुछ आलंबन लगता है, कुछ सपोर्ट लगता है. मुमुक्षो बुद्धि आलंबम अंतरेण न विद्यते. The intellect of a spiritual aspirant cannot function without supporting object. I cannot really proceed without accepting something like Rama, something like Krishna, something like Om symbol, something for my. I need some support, some vishaya for meditating other than me. Please try to understand this. Okay. The, the object of meditation is different from me. I need that object of meditation. What is my aim? I want to go to myself. But I am meditating on object which is different from me. Om is different from me. Krishna is different from me. Rama is different from me. These are my alambana. These are my support from meditation. So mumuksho buddhira alambam antarena na vidyate. निरालंबम एवं निष्कामा बुद्धि मुक्त से सर्वदा. निरालंबी होने चाहिए. वन हु बिकम सपोर्टलेस, द डिजायरलेस इंटेलेक्ट. निष्काम, उसमें मुमुक्षु भाव भी नहीं है. उसमें इन मुमुक्षु, though it is a desire for mukti, it is a desire. It is a desire. It is a higher desire. It is a desire for liberation. So even desire for liberation comes in the way of liberation. That is what Ashtavakra is telling. Nishkama, one who is totally desireless. Niralamba eva, one who is totally supportless. बुद्धि मुक्तस्य सर्वदा, जो मुक्त होता है, जो लिबरेटेड वन, he is supportless, he is niralamba, he is nishkama, he is desireless at all times. He doesn't have even this desire that I want to be liberated. Okay, so मुमुक्षु की बुद्धि आलंब रहित रहती है, objectless. So this if you can call it meditation for the want of another thing, it is objectless meditation. That is why it is in Advaita Siddhanta it's called Nirvikalpa Samadhi. But even in Nirvikalpa Samadhi also there is a tinge of something, the idea of Nirguna Nirakara. But Nirguna Nirakara is also an idea. Formless, infinite. We learn Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Brahma kaisa hai? It is the truth. It is full of knowledge, omniscient, and Anantam infinity. Infinity. I meditate on this Brahman, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. I start meditating. But these are only ideas in mind. Ananta is an idea in mind. Infinity is an idea of mind. It is an alambana again. अष्टावक्र कहते हैं निरालंब हो जाने से ही आत्मस्थिति आ जाएगी. Leave all the supports, because supports are taking you away from Atman. Very powerful things is coming. So इफ यू बिकम डिजायरलेस, सो ध्याता और ध्यान के द्वैत के परे अगर आप जाना चाहते हो, तो इस श्लोक में निरालंब और निष्काम ये महत्वपूर्ण शब्द है. सपोर्टलेस एंड डिजायरलेस. ध्यान के लिए ध्यान का विषय का आलंबन जरूरी नहीं है, और इसलिए आत्मा ध्यान का विषय नहीं हो सकता. ब्रह्म ध्यान का विषय नहीं हो सकता. इट कैनॉट बिकम ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ मेडिटेशन. ब्रह्मन और आत्मन कैन नेवर बिकम ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ मेडिटेशन. दैट इज व्हाट केनोपनिषद आल्सो सेज. श्रोत्रस्य श्रोत्र, मनसो मनो यत्, चक्षुश्च चक्षु, सौ प्राणस्य प्राणाः. It is the eye of the eye, it is the ear of the ear. यन मनुसान मनुते येनाहुर मनोमतम तदेव ब्रह्म त्वं विद्धि नैदम यदिदम उपासते. Kelopanishad is exactly telling the same thing. It cannot be meditated upon. Yan manasana manute. It is beyond even मन के चिंतन के परे है वो. मन का चिंतन जिसके वजह से होता है, इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस दैट वी आर एबल टू थिंक. But consciousness itself cannot become an object of meditation. तदेव ब्रह्मतम विद्धि नैदम यदिदम उपासते. यहाँ जिसकी हम उपासना करते हैं, that which we worship here, that which we meditate upon here is not Brahman. Brahman is beyond objectivity. So Brahman is known through becoming. Brahman is not known through the ordinary type of knowledge in which the knower and the known are always a duality. ज्ञान की प्रक्रिया में हमेशा ज्ञाता और ज्ञान ये दो रहते हैं. इस प्रकार से ब्रह्म ज्ञान नहीं हो सकता. ब्रह्मविद ब्रह्मैव भवति. It is by becoming Brahman, it is by merging with Brahman that you know Brahman, not separating yourself from Brahman, not objectifying the Brahman. So that is what he is saying. So, इसलिए you are going above all objectivity in Ashtavakra Gita. That is what he is saying. Okay. Now let us go to 45. विषयाद्विपिनो वीक्ष चकितः शरणार्थिनः विशन्ति झटन्ति क्रोडन्ति निरोधकैः अग्रसिद्धयेः. So, very beautiful simile has been given here. Vishayaha. Vishaya means the sense objects. Dvipinaha. Dvipina means tigers. Tigers' sense objects are compared with tigers. Tigers of the sense object. Vishaya, Dvipina, Viksha. Encountering the tigress or tigers of sense object. Chakitaha. Frightened. Sharanarthina, refugee. So ordinary person, he is frightened with the sense object. One who is doing sadhana. This is what Patanjali is telling. Aparigraha. You have to viveka and vairagya. You have to practice. So he is afraid of the sense organs. He is afraid of the objects of sense organs. कि मुझे आत्मज्ञान चाहिए, मुझे पुरुष ज्ञान चाहिए, मुझे भीतर जाना है. इसलिए जब बाह्य जगत मुझे आकर्षित करता है तो मैं भयभीत हो जाता हूं. इट इज लाइक सीइंग एनकाउंटरिंग ए टाइगर फॉर ए स्पिरिचुअल एस्पिरेंट. और वो शरण किसको जाता है? विशंति झटति क्रोध. ही इमीडिएटली विड्रॉज हिमसेल्फ and enters into the cave of his mind. Krodam means the cave of the mind. So Jhatiti, at once. Vishanti, enter. Krodam, in the cave of the mind. So a person who is doing sadhana, as soon as he sees object, As soon as he gets attracted towards anything in the world, he immediately wants to withdraw. No, 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 I can't go there because then I will be distracted. So he enters into the solitude of the mind again and again. Again it goes, again you have to. So this is what is happening. What for? Nirogha ekagra siddhaye. In order to do chittavrutti nirodha, in order to focus the mind, I withdraw from the external world, considering all the objects of the world as if they are tigers. I withdraw from them. I try to enter into the cave of the mind, and I try to focus the mind. I try to silence the mind. मतलब विषय वासना रूपी बाघ देखकर भयभीत मनुष्य तुरंत मन की गुफा में घुस जाता है और चित्त निरोध और चित्त एकाग्रता साधने में लग जाता है. So this is what he is saying. Seeing the tigers of the sense objects, the frightened aspirant seeking refuge enters in the cave of the mind and tries to control and silence the mind. This is what really we try to do in yoga. Don't get attached to the world. Withdraw from the world. Do aparigraha. Withdraw your senses from their respective objects. Bring them inside. This is what we are trying to. This is fighting with the mind. Nothing but fighting with the mind. That is what Ashtavakra is saying. So here the sense objects are compared with the tigers. Just as ordinary man is afraid of tigers, one engaged in yoga sadhana is afraid of sense objects because they drag the mind outside. Okay. And he wants to turn the mind inside in the cave of the mind. Krodha. So the sadhakas are afraid of. So that is why we say the most important force which drags us out is sex, woman, gold, wealth. So these are the forces which drag. So we have to be very careful about it. So there are many people, many sannyasis and many yogis do not want to even see the woman. Why? Because always afraid that woman will attract me. Now, you know, that is why, those two, we have seen that there were two Zen disciples and they were told that you should remain away from woman, you know, and all that. And because it is obvious, you know, obstacle in the opposite sex. Woman should remain away from the man, from the opposite sex. But these, so those two Zen aspirants, spiritual aspirants, Jain sadhaka, they were trying to cross a river when they saw a woman really dragged down the current. वो बह के जा रही थी और जोर जोर से बचाओ बचाओ ऐसा चिल्ला रही थी. So spontaneously one of the uh, man, one of the men, he just jumped into the river, swam, held her, and brought her to the shore. She was extremely beautiful woman, and then he lifted her and he took it to the shore. He kept her there, and then the other fellow also followed, and he saw. And then when she came back to consciousness, उसको ऊपर वाटर वगैरह sprinkle के when they came back to consciousness, they proceeded further. They went away. And then the other man, he said, अरे तुम गुरुजी ने जो कहा था उससे तो तुम विरोध में गया बिल्कुल. तुमने कहा था कि you should not touch the woman, you should remain away from the woman. You not only touched her, you lifted her, you brought her to the shore. You saw that she is conscious again. She was a very beautiful woman. अभी तो तुम्हारा ब्रह्मचर्य खत्म हो गया. अभी तो तुम. Then the other person was so surprised. He said that moment I kept her down, it went out of my mind also. You are carrying her you in your head all the time. तुम ही मैंने जिस समय उसको नीचे रखा उसी समय मेरे मन से भी वो चली गई. नाउ आई एम नॉट इवन थिंकिंग ऑफ पॉइंट. इट ऑटोमेटिकली इट हैपेंड टू मी. somebody is drowning, you lifted, you, I was not even seeing that it is a woman or a man, but you continue to keep her in mind. In whose mind a woman is. So this is what happens to most of the people who try to withdraw from the sensual objects. They imagine it even more. So fighting with the mind is not going to really solve the problem. We'll have the last sloka in 46, then we'll stop. निर्वासनम हरिम दृष्ट्वा तूष्णीम विषेदंतिनः पलायन्ते न शक्तास्ते सेवन्ते कृतचाटवा. So harim means lions here. Vishayadantina is elephant of the sense objects. So here sense objects are compared with the elephants. Hmm. Kruta Chatava Stuti Pathak Bhat. So desireless man is like a lion. Purusha Simha जिसको कहते हैं. So like that the Zen master who was lifting the woman, but then he had so much, he was not looking at woman or anything at all. So वो निर्भय था, उसको कोई भय नहीं लगता था. दूसरा जो था उसको भय था कि बाप रे, अभी स्त्री को स्पर्श किया, अभी तो मैं गया, गुरुजी का जो कहना था वो सब गया. सो he was afraid of that elephant of sense object. That woman, the sense object, was like an elephant for him. But when the elephant is always afraid of lion, so if you are like a lion, the sense object will not come anywhere near you. So desireless man is like a lion. Seeing him, the elephants of sense object quietly run away. Nirvasanam means desireless. Harim drishtva tushnim Vishayadantina, the elephants. The elephants of the sense objects run away seeing the lion. That is what he said. Palayante na shaktaste sevante krutachatava. And then those sense objects, they become slaves to him. Okay. Objects quietly run away or they serve him like flattering servants. Because he becomes master, they become servant to him. कृतचाटवा जो पहले जमाने में भाट होते थे, स्तुति पाठक होते थे राजा के, तो राजा के जैसे स्तुति पाठक होते हैं, वैसे ही ये जो सेंचुअल ऑब्जेक्ट्स है वो पुरुष सिंह के स्तुत पाठक होते हैं. दैट मीन्स the objects, they do not become hindrance to him. Actually they promote him in the path, the spiritual path. That is what. So in Bhagavad Gita also, that beautiful shloka is there. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehina rasavarjam rasopyasya param drashtva nivartate. विषया विनिवर्तनते निराहारस्य जो आहार नहीं लेता है. आहार कौन सा है? इवन हैविंग सेंसुअल एंजॉयमेंट, each sense organ has its own food. So sensual enjoyment itself is ahara. Nirahara, one who is not enjoying any sense organs, any stimuli coming from sense organs. So विषया विनिवर्तनते निराहारस्य देहिना, जो निराहारी हो तो निर्वसन हो गया, इसकी वासना ही नहीं रही है. रसवर्जम, क्योंकि उसको रस ही नहीं है उसमें, he has no interest. रसम रसोप्यस्य परम दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते. परम दृष्ट्वा, because he is experiencing the supreme, the highest bliss. One who is experiencing the highest bliss, why he will go for the trivial bliss which sense pleasures can give? How can he go after the sense pleasures, which is very trivial? तुच्छ प्रकार का जो आनंद इंद्रियों के माध्यम से आता है, उसके पीछे वो क्यों जाएगा? परम दृष्टवा, जो उच्च आनंद, ब्रह्मानंद जिसको मिल रहा है, आत्मानंद जिसको मिल रहा है, वो ये तुच्छ आनंद के पीछे आएगा ही को. So that is what is said in number 46. So now the time is up. So we shall stop here and we shall continue with sloka number 47 when we meet next time. So, so I will chant the Shanti mantra and I will stop. So if Mahajani sir allows, we can have question answer after that. ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय ॐ शांति 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 हरि ओम तत्सत हरि ओम तत्सत हरि ओम तत्सत